Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, the master of disaster once again. Today we're talking about, guess what? We're talking about body language, nonverbal communication, and how you can read the minds of others efficiently, effectively, and correctly, purely through observing the subconscious gestures and behaviours their mind produces, such as being able to understand your own body language and the signals you send out into the world without even being aware of it. Today, we're going to be talking about the hands once again. We're going to be talking about the palms of the hands, and we're going to be talking about honesty and openness with the hands. If you like what you hear, click like, click subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever you want to do. So without further ado, let's get on with the lesson. So today we're talking about the palms of the hands. We've covered the palms of the hands prior. May delve into some spaces with a bit more detail this time. A few different examples. And as always, it's about pattern identification and reoccurring information, which will, really emphasize your understanding of body language and being able to identify it. So, an individual with their palms open, given they're not educated on how to contort themselves to produce results in a non-verbal style, which the majority of people have no clue about this information. So for the most part, I would assume that they're unaware, unless they're a professional or a speaker of some sorts who know how to talk and know how to illustrate with their hands and so forth. If their hands are open, it will be an open declaration of honesty and innocence, for the most part at least. They're trying to get across a clear message towards you. They're not restraining, they're not holding back. It's a sign somebody would do when they're apologetic, when they're stating they didn't do something, when they're trying to get across that they're truthful. The palms of the hand will be shown. Now, they might be so bold that the hands are raised up by the side of the body, as if to say, my hands are empty, my hands are clean, I did not do this. Okay, so the exposure of the palms of the hand is ever so effective in your day-to-day, whether it just be on a indirect manner. So you're not trying to prove anything, yet you're just conversing, yet you're just existing. The exposure of the palms of the hand makes you seem no threat to individuals who may consider the closed palm or the hidden hand as a potential weaponized threat, basically. And that links into our biological hardwiring. When you're at a job interview and you expose the palms of your hand, you seem more friendly, more innocent, and you seem more submissive. As the palm down, palm hidden, hand down gesture, slamming atop of the table is a very powerful and dominant display. Whereas the palms up gesture shows growth, it shows friendship, it shows openness. Very important. When children are lying or concealing something, they will hide the palms behind their back. And similarly, a man who is trying to conceal something from their partner may hide his arms in his pockets, okay, to reserve themselves to escape in some means from the communication. I was speaking with a friend over a few drinks, and I mentioned something the person wasn't necessarily comfortable with. I didn't know until I saw him retract his hands from the table and into his pockets, okay? And when we're speaking about ourselves and our own communications, what I would recommend personally is, just like you learn not to cross your arms. I wouldn't recommend anybody cross their arms ever, unless you're cold and, there's a real purpose behind it. Never, ever close your arms, and always try to have the palms open when communicating with friends, family, potential friends, businesses, so on and so forth. Always have your palms on show, okay? Because the individual ahead of you might not know how to read body language, but their intuitive subconscious mind will definitely know not to trust a closed hand or a hidden hand, okay? When you're working in sales, to watch a customer's or a potential customer's exposed palms is incredibly powerful, especially when regarding objections as to why they can't buy a product. If it's a valid reason, they should be showing their palms, and that's on a subconscious basis to say, I mean it. It's true. It's honest. And from that moment, you can move on. Okay. The covering of the hands. I was speaking to someone. I spoke to a homeless person who had obviously been dealt some unfortunate circumstances in his life, and standing out in the rain, my hands were in my pockets. He assumed that I had weaponry in my pockets to a point where he even made a bold statement regarding that, which I won't go into depth, but it doesn't make me feel too good, to be honest. But that shows the power of the concealment of the hands and how it affects people, as opposed to the open hand gestures. When we wave somebody goodbye, when we wave somebody hello, we do so with an open palm, as it's a sign of friendship, solidarity, and submission at that stage, just to say, we are friends, I submit to you. I don't have any weapons, I'm safe, I'm sound. So that's a brief overview of detecting and projecting openness with the hands, what it means, what it signifies, and why you should be doing it. If you enjoyed what you heard, leave a comment, click like, click subscribe. Click on to the next video, whatever you want to do. That's me signing out. Thank you.